there are moments in life that defy all logic. Instances where, without any apparent explanation, something inside you tells you that things are not as they seem. It could be a hunch, a fleeting vision, or even a feeling that you are being guided by a force you cannot see. And while all of this may seem inexplicable, something inside you knows it is not a coincidence. What if I told you that those moments, those experiences you can't describe, are clear signs of something much bigger happening in your life? Throughout this video, you will begin to see those small coincidences and sensations for what they truly are, manifestations of a spiritual gift you've had all this time, waiting to be understood. Make no mistake, these gifts are not for everyone. They are for those who are ready to awaken, to see beyond what the physical eyes can perceive. Think about that time when something inside you warned you of danger, or showed you a path before your mind could rationalize it. Has this ever happened to you? That intuition, that energy flowing through you, is just the beginning of what could be a profound shift in your life. And as you embark on this journey with me, I ask you, has something ever happened to you that you didn't understand at the time, but now resonates with you on a deeper level? I would love to hear your experience. Let me know in the comments how you've perceived these moments of connection beyond the visible. Imagine for a moment that everything you once considered a challenge or barrier in your life was nothing more than a sign waiting to be understood. This is what happens with spiritual gifts. Many of us have gone through unexplainable experiences, moments of intuition, or deep feelings that simply don't fit with logic. Maybe this has happened to you, a premonition, a vivid dream, or a sense of knowing someone before having met them. But instead of recognizing these experiences for what they truly are, spiritual gifts, we confuse them with coincidences or even ignore them. One of the greatest challenges in receiving these gifts is that they often manifest so subtly that they go unnoticed. How many times have you had a gut feeling that you ignored, only to realize later that it was a clear warning or guidance? These gifts do not come with fanfare or grand signals, they arrive as whispers, heard only by those attuned to the spiritual. Moreover, we live in a world that often discredits what it cannot explain. In our culture, spiritual gifts may seem out of place, and that's why many of the chosen ones face the challenge of not being understood by others. This is another great obstacle. When you try to share your experiences, you are likely to face skepticism or even rejection. And that can lead you to question your own perceptions, thinking that maybe you're just imagining things, when in reality, what you're experiencing is very real and profound. But there is something even more challenging: fear. Yes, fear of the unknown, fear of accepting that you might be destined for something bigger than you ever imagined. Because accepting these gifts also means accepting a greater responsibility, and that can be scary. You might ask yourself, am I really prepared for this? Spiritual gifts, in their essence, are meant to transform lives, not only the life of the chosen one but also the lives of those around them. Every spiritual gift has the capacity to light the way for others, to show the power of love, healing, and wisdom that come from a connection with the divine. Those who possess these gifts act as beacons, guiding those who are lost, those seeking answers in the midst of darkness. It's important to understand that when receiving a spiritual gift, you also receive a sacred responsibility. These divine gifts are not given to us to keep for ourselves, but to share with the world, to help others awaken to their own spiritual path. Having a spiritual gift is not just a blessing, it is also a call to action. It is a reminder that you are part of a greater plan, of a mission that transcends the earthly. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has chosen you to fulfill a purpose that is in perfect harmony with the divine work. This purpose is not always clear at first, but as you accept and develop your gifts, it becomes increasingly evident. However, with this power comes great responsibility. Spiritual gifts are not simply trophies to be displayed, they are sacred tools that must be used with wisdom and compassion. As the chosen ones, we must be aware that our actions, our words, and even our intentions have the power to transform the lives of those around us. And it is precisely for this reason that we must honor these gifts, always using them in alignment with the greater good. Throughout history, we've seen great spiritual teachers and healers who have used their gifts to heal, guide, and awaken millions of people. But you too have that capacity. No matter how small or insignificant your gift may seem, it has a much greater impact than you can imagine. Make no mistake, the purpose of these gifts is not just to help others but also to guide you on your own spiritual journey. By using these gifts, you align more deeply with your divine purpose. And the more aligned you are with your spiritual mission, the stronger and more evident your gifts become. This is a continuous cycle of spiritual growth. The more you accept and develop your gifts, the more you understand your place in the universe, and the more you understand your place, the more powerful those gifts become. Now, it's time to dive deeper into the most common types of these divine gifts. Each one of these gifts is unique, and while some may seem more familiar, each one is designed for a specific purpose, aligned with the soul's mission of the one who possesses it. Let's start with one of the most common and powerful gifts, intuition. For many, intuition manifests as a simple gut feeling, an unexplainable hunch that pushes you toward a decision or alerts you to something you can't see with the naked eye. However, for the chosen ones, intuition goes much deeper. It is not just a feeling, it is a direct connection with the universe. It's as if they are tuned into a higher frequency than others, receiving information directly from the divine source. Think about those times when you knew something without any evidence. Perhaps you felt you shouldn't go to a certain place or that a person wasn't who they appeared to be, and over time, you found out you were right. That feeling isn't a coincidence, it's the gift of intuition manifesting in you, connecting you with something much larger, something that transcends space and time. This gift is especially powerful because it acts like a spiritual radar that protects and guides you, but it can also be confusing. How many times have you had a hunch that you ignored, only to realize later that you should have paid attention? This is the challenge of intuition. It communicates in whispers, not in shouts. And it requires a high degree of self-confidence and spiritual openness to be heard and understood. When intuition is activated, it's as if you access a parallel dimension of knowledge where logic and evidence matter less than the pure, visceral feeling of knowing. Those chosen ones who possess this gift can anticipate events, understand people beyond their words, and see beyond the obvious. This gift not only serves the individual but also those around them, as intuitives often act as counselors and guides for those seeking clarity in the midst of uncertainty. But there's something even more powerful about intuition. The more you trust it, the stronger it becomes. The more you use it, the clearer it will be. It's like training a spiritual muscle that gets stronger over time. This gift can manifest in many ways, from a physical sensation in your body warning you when something isn't right to dreams or visions guiding you toward an important decision. Intuition is a direct connection to the flow of life, showing you paths that are invisible to the common eye. For the chosen ones, the gift of communication with the divine is, without a doubt, one of the rarest and most sacred gifts. Those who possess it not only have access to higher wisdom, but they also act as bridges between the earthly and spiritual planes. This gift does not manifest the same way for everyone. It can come in the form of deep prayer, meditation where you receive clear answers, or even direct dialogues with spiritual beings, angels, or divine guides. For many, this gift manifests in moments of silence, when the mind is calm and the heart is open. It can happen during prayer, meditation, or in moments of deep connection with nature. Those chosen ones who possess this special connection with the divine often become spiritual guides for those who are lost or seeking answers. They are able to channel messages that bring light and hope to the lives of others. But this gift also comes with a great responsibility. It involves discerning when and how to share that wisdom, and always doing so with humility and compassion. Sometimes, this communication with the divine can manifest through signs, synchronicities in your daily life, a revealing dream, or an image that repeats itself until you pay attention. The universe is constantly speaking to you, and those with this gift have the unique ability to understand and translate those messages. Another one of the most fascinating and mysterious spiritual gifts is clairvoyance. This is the ability to see beyond the visible, to perceive what is hidden from common eyes. Those chosen ones who possess this gift can access information from the past, the future, or spiritual realms that most cannot comprehend. It's as if they have an open window into invisible dimensions, allowing them to see beyond the limitations of time and space. This gift doesn't always manifest literally, like clear images in the mind. Often, visions come in the form of symbols, figures, or situations that the clairvoyant must interpret. It's a unique language that each chosen one with this gift learns to decipher over time. For some, the visions come suddenly, in a dream or moment of calm. For others, they appear as flashes while meditating or reflecting deeply. Clairvoyance is not only an extraordinary gift but also an invaluable spiritual tool that allows the chosen ones to guide their own lives and those of others. The gift of healing is one of the most profound and transformative gifts. Those chosen ones who possess it can restore not only physical balance in others but also heal emotionally and spiritually. It's as if they are channels for divine energy, allowing that force to flow through them to those in need. This gift does not always involve the use of hands or visible techniques. Sometimes, the mere presence of someone with this gift can bring unexpected peace, a deep relief that can't be explained in words. Those who possess the gift of healing often attract people who are suffering, as if an invisible light guides them toward the healer in search of restoration. This gift manifests in many ways, from energy healing to the simple act of listening with such deep compassion that the other person's pain slowly dissipates. To be a healer is to be a vehicle for divine love, restoring not only bodies but also souls. But how can someone with the gift of healing know so deeply what others need? This is where the gift of empathy comes into play. Empathy is the ability to feel what others are feeling, to live their emotions as if they were your own. Those chosen ones who possess this gift don't just understand people's emotions, they experience them on a visceral level. It's as if their souls intertwine with others, absorbing their joy, pain, and fears. This gift is both a blessing and a burden, as feeling what others feel can be emotionally exhausting. However, empathy is also a gateway to healing because it allows the healer to know exactly what the other person needs, how to approach them, and what is the best way to offer relief. Precognition, another one of the mysterious and fascinating gifts, is often misunderstood. It doesn't always manifest as grand visions of the future. Instead, it's a deep, inexplicable knowing, a quiet certainty of what is to come. It's as if the universe gives you a glimpse of the path ahead before it happens, guiding you in decision-making. This knowledge comes without warning, in the form of gut feelings that rarely fail. Those chosen ones with the gift of precognition know what is going to happen before physical signs manifest. It's not a matter of guessing, but a silent certainty that dwells within them. Often, this gift manifests to protect the chosen one or those around them, guiding their steps toward what is safer or more beneficial for their spiritual growth. Now, let's talk about how you can start to recognize these spiritual gifts within yourself. They're not always obvious, and they often manifest in such subtle ways that they go unnoticed. But if you begin to pay attention, you may discover that those small flashes of intuition, empathy, or perception go much deeper than you thought. Listen to your intuition. One of the first signs that you possess a spiritual gift is intuition. That deep feeling, that knowing without any apparent reason, pushes you in a direction or warns you about something. Your intuition is one of the first signs of connection to the spiritual, and often, as someone who possesses spiritual gifts, your intuition is much sharper than others. To begin recognizing your gift, start trusting that intuition. We often ignore it because it doesn't seem to have a logical basis, but if you pay attention, you will see that it rarely leads you astray. Identify synchronicities. Synchronicities are those meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be mere chance. They are signs the universe sends you to guide you, confirm something, or direct you toward the next step on your spiritual path. If you start noticing repeated patterns, numbers, symbols, or events that seem to connect in inexplicable ways, it's very likely that the universe is communicating with you. For example, if you keep seeing the same number repeatedly in different situations, or if you encounter the same people at key moments, it's possible that you are in tune with the flow of the universe. Observe your dreams and visions. Your dreams can be a direct window into the spiritual. Often, spiritual gifts manifest through vivid, symbolic, or prophetic dreams. If you have dreams in which you feel you are receiving messages, visions of events that later come to pass, or recurring symbols that seem to hold special meaning, it's possible that you are connecting with something deeper. Visions, on the other hand, don't only occur while you sleep. Some people have flashes of images or perceptions during moments of calm or meditation. It could be a sudden visual sensation of something that hasn't yet happened or a clear image of a hidden truth. Don't ignore these moments, they could be signs that you have a gift. Possessing a spiritual gift is a sacred privilege, a direct connection to higher forces, but like any profound and mysterious gift, it also comes with unique challenges. Today, we're going to talk about those challenges because having a spiritual gift is a privilege, but it can also feel like an emotional and energetic burden. There are moments when being a bearer of these gifts can feel overwhelming, even confusing. So, let's explore together what the most common challenges are and how you can face them so they don't stop you on your spiritual journey. Deep feeling of loneliness. I know that sometimes you can feel like you're alone in this. Having a spiritual gift makes you see the world in a different way from others, and that can make you feel isolated, as if you're living an experience that others simply can't understand. Maybe this has happened to you. You try to talk to someone about your perceptions, your intuitions, or visions, and what you get in return is misunderstanding or even skepticism. But I want you to know something, that loneliness you feel is not a punishment, it's part of your growth. Many times, when we walk on a spiritual path, we need moments of solitude to connect more deeply with ourselves and the divine. It is in that silence that your gifts can flourish. However, you don't have to live in isolation. Seek out people who share your spiritual interests, join communities where you can talk about these experiences without fear of being judged. Remember, the chosen ones are not meant to walk alone. Now, one of the biggest challenges we face is the skepticism of those who don't understand or believe in what we experience. Maybe you've shared something so real to you, like an intuition or a vision, and you've been met with doubt or even ridicule. It's painful, I know, and it can make you doubt your own gifts. But here's the important thing, you don't need validation from others. Your gift is real, whether others understand it or not. Trust in yourself and what you feel. Not everyone is ready to accept or understand the spiritual, and that's okay. The important thing is that you keep trusting in what you feel, in what you see, and in what you know. Don't let the opinions of others dim your light. Your path is unique and valuable, regardless of what others think. Alright, now let's talk about something that affects many of the chosen ones: emotional and energetic overload. If you have the gift of empathy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel the pain, the suffering, and the emotions of others so intensely that, at times, it seems like they're absorbing you. This can be exhausting. Have you ever felt completely drained after being around people? Or perhaps, after listening to someone's problems, you feel like you carry that weight as if it were your own. This is one of the greatest challenges, and I want you to know it's okay to feel this way, but it's essential that you learn to protect your energy. You cannot help others if you are exhausted. Imagine you're like a battery. If you give and give without recharging, eventually you will run out of energy. Practice energy protection. Visualize a light surrounding you like a shield, or use meditation techniques to cleanse your energy field. And most importantly, don't feel guilty for taking time for yourself. Your well-being is fundamental. Another challenge you face as a chosen one is correctly interpreting what you receive through your gifts. Sometimes the messages or visions we receive aren't immediately clear. Maybe you see symbols or images that you don't understand at the moment, or you feel an intuition but can't quite explain what it means. And this can cause a lot of uncertainty. But I want you to know this is part of the process. Spiritual gifts don't always manifest in a direct or logical way. You have to learn to trust in divine timing, and sometimes, the meaning of a message reveals itself after some time when you're ready to understand it. My advice here is, be patient. Keep a spiritual journal where you can note down your visions, intuitions, or sensations. As time goes on, you'll begin to see patterns and better understand what the universe or the divine is showing you. Similarly, there's the internal conflict you experience as a chosen one. We live in a world that values reason, logic, and what can be scientifically proven. And here you are, with a gift that can't always be explained in rational terms. This can create an inner struggle between what you spiritually know and what you've been taught you should believe. I want you to know it's okay to have doubts. It's natural to question yourself, and part of spiritual growth is accepting that not everything can be explained through logic. Your gifts are real, and while they don't always fit into a rational framework, they are an essential part of who you are. It's not about choosing between reason and spirituality, but about learning to live in balance between both. Accept that spiritual gifts operate on a different level, a level that is just as valid and powerful. Recognizing spiritual gifts is not something that happens overnight. It's a deep process, full of moments of introspection, and sometimes, of doubts. But every step you take on this path, no matter how small, is a step toward greater spiritual awakening. This is not the end but the beginning of your spiritual journey. Recognizing and developing your gifts takes time and practice, but with each step you take, you'll feel your spiritual connection grow stronger. And this is where I want you to pause and think, what has resonated with you in this video? What have you begun to notice in your life that you used to overlook? If you've made it this far, I would love to know, do you feel a special connection with the divine? Share your experiences in the comments, because reading about what others are going through is inspiring and helps us create a space of unity for all of us on this journey of self-discovery. If this video has inspired you or helped you understand more about your spiritual gifts, subscribe to the channel and share this message. This allows us to reach more people who are also searching for answers. Thank you for watching.